Welcome back, folks, ladies and gents, to the channel. It's Friday. It's hot, it's sunny, it's bright, it's flipping packed, and this might well end up being the last full day for the Strats, the Canadians, folks. I say full day, very, very, very busy weekend ahead here in London. Tomorrow is an enormous national march for Palestine, which will be passing horse guards at some point tomorrow. The route is an interesting and unusual one, but it does pass horse guards. Does that mean a full closure? Possibly. I mean, there's no way of knowing if they're going to bring the guard out in the morning other than being there to see if it happens. If it doesn't, then obviously horse guards will be completely closed all day tomorrow. I've got an inkling that they might briefly be out in the morning, but probably very briefly. Looking at the organisational plans for tomorrow's march, reading a lot of the literature and so on, it's going to be a big one. There are dozens of coaches booked from all over the UK to bring protesters, marchers, and those who are not happy about what's happening in Gaza to London to make their voices heard collectively tomorrow. Now, that could mean this is the last full day, as I mentioned, for the Canadians. As it might well be, I'm obviously hoping we might see one or two familiar faces. Again, no way of knowing until we get there. It should be a reasonably civilized day. There's nothing specific on the calendar to suggest that we might end up with any disturbances. But then again, you never know. The other thing is that on Sunday, and I'm not entirely sure what they are yet, there are several quite major road closures in place due to a march. If anybody does know what Sunday's about, can you post it in the comments, please, ladies and gents? It'll be interesting to know, for me personally, if Sunday's going to be a big deal as well. Let's cross over to the others. Actually, let's not cross over. I'll be in the sunshine. That's exactly why I was on this side of Whitehall in the first place, to avoid getting stuck in the sun. Now, obviously, it's been a bit of a stonker. The Canadians have absolutely smashed it with a combination of politeness, friendliness, good humour, but most importantly, no-nonsense approach to the box. Now, controversial as this is going to be on this channel, folks, I think a lot of you would agree that certain things can and should be taken into consideration by HCAV, having seen how their Canadian counterparts have dealt so incredibly well. Bearing in mind they only arrived just over a week ago, and they settled in, didn't they? On horses that were not their own, in an environment that wasn't familiar to them. I didn't really see, other than perhaps the first day when the NCO stood in the wrong place, a single error, which is extraordinary, because going back to the first time we saw the King's Troop here, there were several very, I wouldn't say embarrassing, but very awkward errors. They were fun. They were funny. And those are still available to see on my TikTok. This is going back to the summer of 2023, by the way, I believe. Now, obviously this situation with the ranks has bothered moi somewhat. So what I decided to do, to avoid looking like an absolute ignoramus, I mean, I'm quite good at that anyway, but it's there's no need for me to make it any worse. So a very quick update on the rank situation, folks. Very, very quick. No chevrons, okay? No chevrons at all. It's basic entry-level trooper. The same as we typically see from HCAV. A single chevron, okay, is a trooper train. 2-bar chevron is a bombardier. A 2-bar chevron surmounted by a maple leaf is a master bombardier. And then a sergeant has the 3-bar chevron. So private trained is what we've often been seeing. And above, master bombardier. Now, it's an interesting thing because I had a bit of a read through the Lord Strathcona, actually, what's it called again? document. 1 second. I think I lost Lord Strathcona Manual. Lord Strathcona's Horse Royal Canadians Regimental Manual 2nd edition. Okay. One interesting fact that I did pull out is this. The regiment has never been issued lances or used them as weapons. The regiment has, however, maintained lances solely for tent pegging. I'm glad they clarified it was for tent pegging. And use during ceremonial activities, including rides and displays by the mounted troop. Yes. The lance used by the regiment is the 1868 pattern British cavalry lance, folks. How's about that? A little note on the plume. The helmet plume is red and white horsehair, which rises 2 inches from the point of insertion in the socket and falls as far as the bottom of the helmets. Oh yeah. So there you have it. If any of that is wrong, you can write to the Canadian Army and tell them to update their manual. That is the Regimental Handbook Manual. So for the first time, I could be absolutely unequivocally certain that what I've just told you is true. Now I'm waiting for the... But one chevron isn't a private train, John comments. Anyway, folks, yeah, that's clarified that. Now, Master Bombardier, that was an interesting one. Massively so. I wasn't expecting that, in all honesty. But hey, good to know. Unless, of course, I've yet again crossed my wires and got it muddled up. But that's from the Regimental Handbook, so I cannot believe for a second that what I've just mentioned is less than factually correct. Interestingly, we've got a building site virtually right opposite Horse Guards. On the corner here, they're digging up the road. There's a JCB digger. Hopefully that part of it is actually finished. Because if they're going to be like, that's not going to go down well with the horses, is it? Oh no. Oh no. Right. Over and into the throng, my lovelies. And quite a throng it is actually this morning. Not completely out of control. Traffic's a little crazy. I'm also just looking to see if the Canadian military photographer is here, among others, because that's always a very good sign that something is afoot. In other words, they're expecting to take, pictures or official videos. Now, it's exactly 34 minutes past 11. Yes, we're here a little bit earlier than usual, folks. Got a few very sweaty heads here, and you know what? I can understand why. It's a bit of a stonker, and it's so hot and humid that it's going to break, which is the downside, folks, overnight. Tomorrow, and this might put a bit of a damper on the march, there are supposed to be thunderstorms. So clouds, rain, thunderstorms, general unpleasant weather during the course of the day tomorrow here in central London. That rainy patch is going to go on until mid-week next week, folks. I will do my best to be out and get what we can get, but again, this will most certainly be the last bright, sunny, weather-friendly day for the Canadians here at Horse Guards this time around. Yeah, so let's hope that we get as much, sort of wholesomeness as possible. Jump we're looking at now, private trained, single chevron on his right shoulder, plus the horseshoe, which I did believe denotes riding instructor, much the same as HCAV. So he's a new fellow, we haven't seen him yet. At the other end, well, I'll go in just a moment, we have a fellow that I don't think we've seen as well. So that's an interesting start. Morning.
I'm glad you got here. Did you see the full thing?
I just arrived. Massive issues with the tube this morning, yeah.
They did the parade in the courtyard.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, just huge issues with the tube, so it happens sometimes. Wait, so when you say the full parade, what's...
Yeah, full parade. No, I asked the coppers out the back. I got there this morning and it was all empty out the back, not even crowds.
Wait, they changed the regimental groups over in the yard?
Yeah.
What? So how did it work? There were two sort of lines of horses?
Yep. I'll come to that further because I just tried to obviously you were talking to the other day, he was just inside there.
Yeah.
I just tried to compliment him that they're the first non-UK force to do a courtyard parade, but he didn't know what I was talking about. He said, we've been here before, but in 2000 they probably did the parade out the back.
Actually, yes, thinking about it.
I think this is history.
Plus, I still haven't understood why it is that, and again, I didn't even realise I caught it, but on the last video, the final two that went into the yard did dismount before leading their horses in.
They've been dismounted recently. Now this lot didn't.
It's very peculiar, no?
Yeah.
So the second group that arrived this morning from the back didn't dismount, they led the horses straight in.
Yeah.
Very curious, isn't it?
They were dismounted the last few times I've been here.
I wonder if maybe to start with they were a little bit sort of nervous, not sure, etc. Being on horses that they're not usually. It's not about being trained really. I mean, their horses are much smaller, so horses that they don't know the temperament of as well as the size. So perhaps they were just being uber cautious for the first few days because God forbid on day one or day two somebody had fallen or slipped or it would have looked very bad.
That's what I thought, that they got used to doing it, but they didn't do it just now. It might be the different surroundings, the different procedure.
I'm definitely going to keep more of an eye on it today and try and be in the yard, folks, if I can for the changeovers, because we haven't yet caught a dismount cleanly and clearly from the yard side.
On the point of the courtyard though, Thames Television, there's that video we were talking about the other day.
Thames and Granada were the two I couldn't get into my head, yeah.
But I found some more. If you go to British Pathé,
okay,
they've got a few extra clips there.
50s or 40s?
60s and 70s, I think.
Nice.
But they show the courtyard parade.
Oh, here we go, look at this. Page Cove folks, giving Horsey a little bit of a drink. He's a thirsty one, isn't he? Look at this. He's an exceptionally thirsty fellow, this horse. This is the earliest I ever remember seeing the horses being watered here. Flipping, yeah, hold on a second. Leave some for your friend, Horsey. Goodness gracious. Possibly. Depends on my trouble. You two are here at a perfect moment though to get that right in front of the watering. Bit hot though today, isn't it, to be out and about, to be fair. How was it? That was the last one, wasn't it? Last night, yeah, I'm disappointed I didn't get to see it this year, but school holidays and so on, other priorities. I wish I'd seen it, but it was really good, yeah. And no rain last night, no? Plus you would have got a VIP spot, wouldn't you? Yeah? over this side near the tunnel on.
This side, so we wanted it in the sun, so we're in the shade. So we're not going to go in the windows.
No hat?
No, she did anything.
No, but I mean today you haven't got a hat with you. Oh, don't comment! You're going to make me blush. Next, I'm going to ban you from the channel if you don't buy a hat. Okay, I mean it. You won't be allowed to watch it anymore because you're going to get sunburned. Yeah. Okay. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Thank you for your support. Honestly, I mean it. Where are you off to next, guys? What's the plan for today?
We're just walking around here for a bit and then we're driving back to Leeds this afternoon.
I would never have guessed that's a broad Yorkshire Leeds accent. Yeah. It's only because we actually really rarely in London these days. I bet you guys didn't hear anyone else speaking like they're from Leeds, did you? Since you got here. You've got every global regional accent except any local British accents these days, to be fair. Sign of the times in London, eh?
It's like coming to a different place.
Yeah, that's a way to put it, yep. I know. It's actually sort of, you notice it when you come to London, the humidity is just a bit higher and sticky, yeah?
It's about 10 degrees colder down there.
Today's proper unpleasantly. Bear in mind, it's not even noon, it's flipping. What is it, like 30 degrees already? Yeah. Yeah, it's stinking. Hey, enjoy the rest of the day, yeah? In London. Have a safe trip back up north. You too, guys. Thanks a lot, yeah? Thank you. Oh, well, folks, that is super, 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 super lovely, in fact. Massive thanks to the regular viewer, who, bless her, is in a chair, but hasn't got a hat. And she's already a little bit red-faced. It's a very, very hot morning. Anyone in London definitely need... I mean, I've got SPF 50 on my arms, and obviously an SPF 50 silly sun hat, folks. I think that's the bare minimum. Yeah? I don't blame you, to be honest. It's by 1 o'clock it's going to be boiling, but I'm going to try and do at least 1.5, if not 2 parts today, solely because, I mean, this gent, just in the helmet, he's definitely feeling it. Yeah, probably a bit of sweat rolling down his forehead. This gent is new, as I mentioned, folks, and there's a very good possibility of us having some new faces afterward. I'm assuming he and his colleague just came into the box probably 15-20 minutes ago. Yeah, I was really aiming to hit when they came into the box, the first two, but apparently somebody jumped a line at Farringdon this morning. So yeah, everything's a mess. District Circle, all of it is a complete mess. And that, folks, is the joy of living in a second world city, i.e. London. Yeah, if we carry on like this, we'll be third world status within probably 2 or 3 years. And I'm actually not exaggerating. But how lovely, though, for the visitors from Leeds to have an absolute front row seat, not just at Beta Retreat last night, but also seeing this horse slosh up a huge amount of water. I think that's probably the most enthusiastic drinking session we've yet caught. He really went for it. And didn't lose an awful lot either. Okay, let's have a look at the other end, because bear in mind we've only got maybe 15-20 minutes until they change again, and that 1 hour shift after that will be the longest. But I wonder where people get beers from this early. Ladies have got a couple of beers over there.
They had a mobile pub out the back for the show. But
It's not still there, surely.
I wouldn't have thought so. No, they're clearing up. I think that's why they didn't do it out the back, because all the work and the
Yeah, a bit noisy and inconvenient. But at least by Monday, the Horse Guards Parade should be clear for the rest of the year.
The officer said they're going to do a full long guard change out the back.
Monday?
He said.
Okay.
I don't know if he knows what His Majesty's doing, but...
Actually, a good point. Yeah. I would think Mondays and Wednesdays are the most likely 2 days, aren't they, for there to be a long guard? So yeah, it definitely depends on what His Majesty thinks is most appropriate. So let's have a look at the other end, folks. See who we've got, and then we'll kind of come back and forwards and wait for that rush shortly. I'll see you soon, yeah? Good idea. See you later. Oh. Somebody's got their face and mouth and everything covered. To be honest, I can't really say I blame them, because it's sticky, it's sweaty. It's my fault. There are insects and all sorts of things flying around all over the place, guys. I was tempted to have a little bit of a walk out the back to see how much of a mess it is, but it doesn't fundamentally matter how messy it is, does it really? Because after that long guard, which apparently is going to be happening on Monday, I mean, nobody actually knows this, other than His Majesty himself. Hey, morning. But, I mean, if they were mentioning they were expecting it to happen, there's a very good chance that it will happen, one would surmise. Okay, so another new gen at this end, actually. Now, I haven't actually had the time to count through, but if anyone does have the time to look through the Canadian footage, it'd be wonderful if somebody could tally up how many faces we've seen. I seem to think we've seen, give or take, around 9. Now, that might seem like a lot. It's not. Don't forget, I haven't been here as much as I would have liked to have been since the Canadians arrived. But yeah, I count, I think 9, roughly, that I remember, personally. Now, that's interesting, because that's less than half the number of riders they actually brought over with them. They brought over 24 riders, folks, from Canada. 24. Yeah, quite a healthy number, actually. You know, God forbid any have gotten sick or anything had gone wrong or something else. They would have had plenty of backup, as it were, if needed. One wouldn't have thought it would be needed, but you know what? Better to have too many bodies than not enough bodies. And indeed, the lovely, friendly military attaché that kindly gave us his time for a Q&A a few days ago is indeed back in the yard. And the Canadian photographer is out as well, and they're talking to tourists and answering questions. Many times on this channel I've suggested, in fact almost to death, that HCAV needs somebody, public-facing representative, who is happy to answer questions. Yes, you might say, hey, but John, you've got the corporal or lance corporal of horse who is often out and often friendly, and you'd be right. However, my counter-argument would be that probably less than 50% of the time the troopers are in the boxes, there is a member of staff, an NCO or someone else, out and about. Outside the summer months, it's very rare that we get anyone out and about. Massive missed opportunity. Not just to inform and educate the public, but, and again this is fundamental, it's why I can't understand they're not getting the point, recruitment and retention. The more this place is covered positively, the more that people discuss from HCAV with the public about the pluses, the minuses, and there are minuses, of being in the household cavalry, the better. You know, that would be the very, very, very easiest and cheapest way to up the numbers. Engagement, absolutely critical. Even the horses like, John, you've got a point, to be honest, chap. Thank you, horsey. I mean, I did think about it, and yeah, it would help matters, would it not? Packed. I say that, folks, though, packed in the middle, but not in front of the horse. Oh. Private tour guide, making sure his group don't make an ass of themselves by walking into the box on his watch. Yeah, the two soldiers that are on now, this end and the other end, are both, I wouldn't quite say struggling, but they're both suffering somewhat in the heat. I can see it in their faces. And I can understand it, because I have the same problem. Now, luckily for this chap, he will be leaving very, very soon to be replaced by one of his colleagues. And I dare say, not that he admit it, that he can't wait. Yeah, a bit red-faced, just like moi. I wish I was one of those tourists that could walk around kind of like an Iceman, super chill, never perspire facially, etc. That would be glorious. We've only got 12 minutes though, and as mentioned, folks, I will, even if it ends up being the very last minute, do my best to dash into the yard. I'm honestly not expecting there'll be a dismount, but you never know. And for that reason, it's worth risking losing a space at the front on the off chance we might just catch a yard dismount. I don't know how many times they've dismounted as a percentage of the times total that the guards have left the boxes, but I'm thinking it's probably a very small 10 or possibly sub 10%. Okay, la línea está, la blanca está. Okay, so just let's get the map she posted into the railings. Of course she won't, she's from Spain. How is she going to find her way around? I mean, to be honest though, since last Friday, when they arrived, very few people have made fools of themselves in the course of an entire week, that is, by actively approaching the horse, trying to touch the horse. Not one person, as far as I'm aware, has tried to grab the reins, but hardly any of you even gone into the box. Oh, the moment that I say it, what does the trooper say to them? Sorry, what does the private trained, single chevron, say to them? He says, get out of the box, please, sir. 1 second. And yes, folks, thank you to everybody that messaged me about the few unscrupulous channels that posted footage of the lost boy. Now, posting footage of somebody getting lost, etc., it's not an issue. It's not in itself wrong. It's part of reporting what happens here. However, there's a big difference between reporting something with accuracy, respect, and caution and common sense, and opting for a salacious approach which involves sticking a camera in the face of a young distressed child. That is the key difference that a few people here, and I mention no one specifically because I've seen at least 3 channels have posted that footage, and I find it reprehensible, in all honesty. It's disgusting. Massively so. But hey, I guess that's the difference between having morals and having close to zero morals. Now, the spammy little Filipina rat that's posted it hasn't shown her face here since, but yours truly has a good memory, so don't worry about that, folks. I'll be on it. Now, I'm just trying to look. I can't quite read what it said. I don't want to zoom in because it's a bit rude. What it said on his shoulder patch. I'm not sure if that was the rank or his name. Now, I'm guessing that's a trooper in his number 2s. Hard to know without seeing him in the ceremonial because we can't see whether there are chevrons, let alone a crown or any other insignia. Yeah, by 1 actually. The 2 guards that are coming out next are going to pull the toughest shift of the day, because by 1 o'clock it's going to be a flipping heat bowl here at Horse Guards, without a doubt. try actually at times, folks, to be a little bit more reserved in the narration when it's hot. Worst thing today is going to be to end up dehydrated. Okay, so he's bringing out the horse. I'm actually behind the bollard, so just check my own feet because I'm thinking, hold on a second, am I about to get charged? No, I'm not, folks. Blues and Royals horse. It's interesting because I don't recall, please correct me if I'm wrong, folks, us capturing a lifeguard horse in my videos with a Canadian on board, as it were. Why is it interesting? Because I was told they took 50-50 lifeguard blues horses. Could that be an error? Might that be untrue? I don't know. But I certainly don't recall us seeing certainly any well-known lifeguard horses. This is also a blues horse. Not sure which one. I'll leave that to you lovely people. Also wondering what's going to happen actually when little dude, he told him, soldier told him politely, that was his mum's fault, not the soldier's fault, obviously. But he's right to tell him, because God forbid that horse zoomed forward pretty quick. Last thing we want is any kind of tourist soup squashed all over the street. This is an awkward one actually, because she just handed her stick. She's partially sighted, the lady that's in the box now. They're telling her family are telling her, the gent has her stick. Yeah, she's partially sighted. She was asking the trooper if she, private train, if she could approach and possibly touch the horse. Of course, and rightly so, he said, I'm sorry, you can't. A tough one, but hey, she was at least polite enough to heed the warning. Plenty of people we've seen here just march up and think, hey, I can do what I want. That lady, bless her, was not one of those people. Actually, wait, this guy we've seen here many times. In fact, I'm starting to think he might be a private tour guide. I did wonder why I've seen him a few times. He doesn't have any tour guide markings or similar, a lanyard or say markings like flag or armband or anything else. But yeah, he's definitely a private tour guide. And now, respectfully and cautiously, she is walking around the edge of the box and not through the box, which is good. I mean, I think it's good. Now, that bing bong, ladies and gents, let me just have a quick look. Yeah, I'm going to move actually, because the soldier is very, very, very sticky. And I get why he's very, very sticky, because it's a very, very sticky morning. I'm thinking actually, folks, as we are going to be in the yard for this possible dismount, but worst way, simple changeover, we'll have a very quick look out the back. That way I don't have to come back in when it gets busy. And more importantly, we're at least yard side now for that change, which is coming in just a few minutes. So it'll be a very, very brief march through the tunnel. I'm expecting it to be a huge deconstruction site as they race to clear the parade ground. I'm thinking part of the reason why they might be very keen to get it all done this weekend, optically it would look a hell of a lot better for the Canadians to get really, really good official military pictures without all of this extra unnecessary furniture, all this, all of this distraction. Crowds coming from St James's Palace and St James's Park over to Horseguards, massive. They're just rehanging the ropes actually. The ropes were not hung around the parade ground. Those ropes that sort of tell the tourists where they can and can't stand. Oh my gosh, the difference in the temperature when being in here in the tunnel and being out there at the front is considerable. Whoa. Even though it's not actually cold here in the tunnel, it feels like entering a refrigerated area. Wow. It's so much better. Right. VIP corner is empty. Other side is not chocker, but it's fairly busy. Now I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and hope that we might get lucky and not end up with a lot of other people over here with us. Plus, I can see the clock at this side, and that's something that makes me a little more relaxed. Okay, so the orderly is out, checking his watch as well. There was something else I think that I omitted. Where is it? Oh yes, the pennant, folks. Okay, so the lance used by the regiment, as mentioned, British inspired. It's a 3-metre lance, which might well explain why we didn't get a dismount when the regiment changed over, because how on earth are you going to dismount with a lance like that? However, folks, they do and have been trained to dismount with that lance. There's a specific section in the Strathcona manual, regimental manual, which talks through the process of dismounting and how to do it with a lance. Obviously that's a little bit tricky, so it's not really surprising that they haven't attempted to do it while they've been here at Horse Guards. Something might go wrong. I'll be careful I'm filming as well today, because it looks like we've either got family members or plainclothes MOD personnel near the stable entrance. So if they're still standing, I will not be swapping the camera around the corner and intruding on their privacy. Okay, so yeah, the staff, as they call it, it is officially a lance, but it's referred to as a staff as well in the manual, is made of bamboo or ash, stained brown, with a black leather band approximately 52 centimeters long, wound around the center of the lance. Right? The band secures a white webbed sling about 26 centimeters long. The pennant, which we saw atop the lance, when attached, is secured directly beneath brass tip with the red over white. Oh, it's always running over onto that. And being rightfully delighted that they made it to the VIP corner before the trooper tells everybody to get lost. Oh. Okay, so Blues and Royals is telling them behind the bollards. One little group has decided to park there. I bet it's a pro-Ukrainian group, judging by outfit. Look, yellow with a blue sash. I mean, if it's not, it should well be adopted by Ukrainians everywhere. The National Ukrainian Cycling Club. How's about that? The horses have left a massive, and I'm really doing a massive pile of whatever you want to call it, on the ground. Luckily the photographer realised and didn't stand in it. Now I'm thinking these are very likely to be family members, folks, so I need to be a bit careful, as I mentioned, about where the camera is going to be. I'm happy with the position I'm in. Plus I don't want to intrude on the tourists to my right, so this will be okay for the moment. Actually, they've all stood behind me because they're in the shade. They want to be out of the sun. It's flipping boiling in the sun. Anyway, here we go. Fingers crossed for a dismount, folks. Got to be proud family members here, I'm quite sure. See them all crowded in there. Oh, we've got absolutely outstanding. We've got the lady guard back again. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. At the same time, though, it's a bit awkward now deciding which end. See if we can capture all three in the frame at once. There we are. And I'll dash to the middle of this little corner spot to try and capture, if not a dismount, then at least the horses returning to the stables. Very handsome and serious fellow. We've seen him actually already. Don't remember if we saw him in this box. Lady Trooper definitely was in the same box the last time I saw her here. So that's my cue to move a teeny bit. No one's filming at the moment on this corner, so I haven't interrupted anyone's video. And now we've got absolute prime position for either a return to the stables, or if we get super lucky, that dismount. That rare dismount. I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen. But you never know. You never know. Oh, wait, the two horses though had to walk into one another.
Horseman number one. One haste for one horse place for one. March. Replace. Sword.
Replace sword. This horse wants to go for a walk with one on the left.
Replace. Sword. Dismount.
No way. I can't believe it, folks. I'm actually not joking. You're going to think I set this up, aren't you? We just caught the first dismount in the yard, clearly from an absolute central spot. Magnificent. I am borderline speechless, folks. Genuinely. What were the chances of that? I mean, just like, come on, seriously. Everyone's going to think I set that up. I mean, how many times I've been there filming in the past week? 5 or 6.
Yeah.
That was the first time that we actually got a dismount cleanly in that spot, right in the middle,
I'm glad you
in the yard. What a miracle that was, eh? I can't believe it. Shocking. Good shocking, people. Now,
those historical ones, I think that's the property. They look right out to the road and come round.
how do they? They go up, they're kind of wide.
There, yeah. Round the ground strip, because they're not much traffic.
Interestingly, there's a section in their regimental manual about dismounting whilst holding the lance. So I assumed obviously on the first day they wouldn't jump off because they had these 3 metre long lances, but apparently they do actually dismount with the, God knows how, but I mean, it's more like pole vaulting though, to be honest.
Funniest thing, which I think one of the first ones, when the new guy arrived with lances, they shuffled it quick to some orderlies in the tunnel.
Yeah, just in case.
Swords out to go in the boxes.
Yep, it makes sense. Right, folks, into the throng we go. I think we're going to have to give a little bit of a focus to start with, at least. See you later, yeah? To the lady trooper. At this end, I mean, a little focus, easier said than done, because it is absolutely ram-packed here. Now, I very much doubt, however I might try, that will beat the quality of the picture I got on the first appearance. But if you don't try, you don't get. So let's see if we can get a better picture. I can't see it happening, but again, no pain, no gain. Oh, people walking through the box. Of course, I'm absolutely surrounded at this point. I can't even move. Lady's dress matches the scarlet of the guard's uniform. Good colour choice. I'm hoping we might get a sort of a Newfoundland get out of the box today, because if some of you lovely viewers have mentioned, there is a bit of an Irish twang to those who are from Newfoundland. And again, I'm not saying that the guard is, because I don't know, and more importantly, it's not my business to know. But if she is, that would certainly explain possibly just why there is a bit of an Irish twang. Now, we haven't actually yet heard her shout at anybody, or indeed raise her voice. Hopefully, I mean that in all sincerity, we won't have to, because if she has to, it means people have been disrespectful and broken the rules. Of course, nobody wants that. Hello. Sorry, hello. The guy's he's right there taking a picture of his family. It's okay. Some of the tour is unbelievable. I mean, how hard is it to see? Awkward, man.
Is there a line or something? Or I can just go?
I mean, there is no kind of, you just go, as long as obviously, not put you in front of everyone else, but there's no system here. It's very odd now when it's so busy. Enjoy it. Okay, folks, that was kind of fun. The lady didn't realise pressure. She didn't do it intentionally, this lady on the right. But the guy was very vexed, and rightly so, because he was just getting in the right spot. Oh, got a foot over the line. It's the chap I just spoke to. Not in the box, teeny weeny little bit of a foot over the line. Now, one thing we have noticed with this guard is that she's very chill. Okay, which, to be honest, I see as being a huge positive in different ways. Now, I got an amazing picture with Zambezi, didn't forget this time, did I? Looking directly into the camera at the same time. The guard was looking very serious. Yeah, I think I did actually get better. I took a lot of pictures actually. Of the 15, 25 I just took, however many, 1 or 2 have got to be good. I was kind of hoping for a little smile maybe at one of the visitors or the kids, but no such luck. Then again, maybe it's not a good thing to post a picture of guards smiling. Nothing wrong with a smile, but fundamentally they're supposed to be, you know, quite reserved the majority of the time here on duty. Although everyone's human, you're going to get smiles and laughs and interactions for reasons we've just seen. I'm not sure if you saw the guy walking behind the box in the yard, handheld fan. Yeah. I think anybody that was smart enough to open a little handheld fan store somewhere along Whitehall here would make an absolute killing. They really would, folks, on a day like today. Now, the good thing is we probably have enough time to capture the majority of the shift this end in part and at the other end in part. So I will be back and forwards. I'm not going to solely concentrate at this end. I will move between the two. Only depending on the crowd. Drop a bit of a sweatbox here though, folks. The sunshine now, close to its peak at this end, the haunted box, hot end. Start calling it the sauna end more than the haunted end. Okay, let's get to the other end for a little while, whilst most people are filming at the Lady Guard end. That gives us a bit more space, and then we can sort of flip back again. So I will be back there at some point. I say flip over quickly. I mean, hello, look how many people there are. I also think that anybody stationary holding an umbrella should be given the boot as well. It takes up too much space that the tourists could occupy. This lady's in the box. Now, curiously, he glanced, and it seems she's been given a pass. Not sure why, but there you have it. That was very, very, very cleanly and clearly in the box, 100%. Both feet, not just adorning the line, but firmly over it. He might well be in a chill mood. I mean, let's be honest, they're flying home in a few days. I would be. Now, some complete cretin has left what looks like a strawberry box tucked in the railings, just down there to the left. They would have actually had to... oh, she's got an apple. Oh, that's so cute, look. Oh, it's a bag. It's not, in fact, a strawberry pack. Sorry, guys. I thought somebody had left a box of strawberries or the packaging. It's actually the packaging for the girl's apples that she left there on the railings. I mean, she did ask. She was told no. She didn't labour the point. Now, this girl is a friend of the other girl that just got in the box. At the moment, we've got a double... Actually, I'm not going to say that, folks. That wouldn't sound good on the channel. Let's just say we've got a double situation going on. Anyone with pink shorts should be allowed in the box. That way they can get shouted at whilst they're wearing their pink shorts and red trainers. Now, we moved at exactly the right moment, didn't we, to see box dwellers turning up. I would be very, very interested to see what sort of response, if any, would be given at the other end by the Lady Guard. Just moving because it will get it really nice and cleanly. They're telling everybody, most are not even listening, to move because people were in the way of these two. Look, this horse wants to be picture of the day. Look, you can tell. He's like, hello, can I be on your Instagram today? If you join H-Curve, Horsey, and become a trooper, I promise I'll pop you on. How's about that? Oh my goodness, I mean, look at this flipping lorry driver, just completely ignoring. How is it that so many people in vehicles are ignoring the fact there are two massive horses? Regardless of the fact that, in some respects, and actually after I saw what happened at the Bell Hotel in Epping last night, in some respects, public confidence in the police is at a historic low right now. But anybody, whether they're pro or anti-police, should at least stop for the flipping horses. Yeah, folks, if you haven't seen what's been happening, massive issue with a migrant hotel in Epping. Our favourite auditing channel, AY, caught a lot of it. Another auditor was actually arrested and detained last night as well for covering the protests. Very curious state of affairs, to be honest. Anything that threatens, he's noticed there's a white line, look. Anything that threatens the freedom of the press is a huge negative. And unlike you folks in the US, we don't have a written constitution. Our constitution is unwritten, it's implied, it's sort of learned somewhat. One second, we've got two chevrons. Did I not say Master Bombardier? That lady in the yard is a Master Bombardier, according to the manual. Yeah, we don't have a written constitution here, like you guys do, so there is no enshrined right to free speech in the UK. Yes, we are a liberal democracy, yes, there is free speech, but it isn't enshrined. And that, alas, folks, is one big negative to our system, which I think should be changed, personally. No written constitution, then nothing is enshrined in law, is it? This being the problem. Look at this. Love it. He gave a little nod and a smile to the young man and his dad. Little man, not sure if we called that, gave the guard a wave as he headed off. They're so friendly, actually. This regiment of Straths. Now, you can probably hear that in the background they are drilling up the road. Now, one would wonder, why don't they do that in the middle of the night when there's no one here? This is not a residential area, no one lives here. They could be doing that 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. Instead they choose to do it in the middle of the day on a working day. It's like, It's just completely ridiculous, no? Poor horses. The main reason why I'll shortly go back to the other end, folks. Oh, maybe they heard me, they've stopped drilling now. Not sure what they're hoping to find. Oh, and now they're back at it. I'm reasonably certain there's no oil or gold here on Whitehall. Unless maybe Churchill buried something during the Second World War. Hopefully they're looking for that. Bing bong. Imagine how amazing it would have been if we'd had... oh, she's right in the box. How amazing it would have been if we'd had Canadian gatesmen, Canadian chitsmen screaming in the faces of idiot tourists, stand aside, make way for the King's lifeguard, or quite simply, oi, move, shift, do one, etc. Take your pick, or a different Canadian phrase. Oh, very friendly couple on the left. In fact, I think they're from the US. Sounds like. What a lovely chap, yeah, saying thanks and everything. What's wrong? You look upset. You just came back. I can't understand why they're drilling in the middle of the day. It's like, maybe do it at night, no, when there's no one here. Durr. I forgot actually, guys, to look up and include that Canadian flag in the video at the back. Damn it, I knew there was something I meant to do. It slipped my mind. See, when you're 87 years old like me, you tend to forget things, guys. Okay, her dress doesn't quite match the myrtle green of the saddle blanket, but it's the thought that counts. And she's going to be our best dressed tourist so far today. Wait, this girl's got purple hair. Okay, she's the best dressed just by virtue of having purple hair. I'm not sure if she's sponsored by Quality Street. Wait, no, my sister's got like, I don't know, reddish hair. Oh my goodness, the drilling is crazy. Oh, look at this guy. Rupert Bear-inspired shirt. What a lovely pattern. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like a cheetah or a leopard or a lynx or mountain lion. Versace Jeans Couture. This lady. Is she a model from Italy? I very much doubt it. Why? You'd hardly emblazon the label across yourself, would you, like that? Who's next? Oh, trying to stand back a little bit more. She's terrified, the one in the jean dress on the right. Those move, she's going to be running. Oh, it's a real fashion show here this morning, guys, is it not? Wow. And now it continues. From best dressed to best haircut. How the smiles vanished the moment they had their picture taken. Such a pity, actually, that the girl with the apples didn't actually say to the guard something about his role, you know, like which country are you from or how long you've been here or something, because ordinarily I would not encourage ever, and you know this, guys, anybody to disturb the guard while he or she is on duty. I think many of you would have seen that extremely awkward video that somebody posted a few days ago where they asked the lady guard something along the lines of, "Are you the first female guard ever at Horse Guards?" It's like, you know, way to embarrass her while she's doing her job. Very cringeworthy effort that was. But we've seen the Canadians being massively willing to engage with the public in a way that we don't typically, I wouldn't say always, because there are a few friendly faces that we don't typically see with HCAV. Then again, we Brits are inherently extremely reserved, so it's not surprising that HCAV reflects that aspect of our own domestic national culture. They're never rude unless somebody's being an idiot, but they're very reserved. We don't get a lot of people answering questions when HCAV are here on duty. I do think that's actually how it should be, in all honesty. But obviously the Canadians have been massively enjoying themselves because it's been a huge honour, privilege, pleasure, it would appear. Bit of a stretch of the legs. I think that's our cue, folks, to swap ends. Real fashion show here today. Look, it's one lady after another. More ladies and gents. Actually, where are all of the gents? Chinese group here, but they're actually pointing at, look, and being told about the line before they go over. Maybe they saw some of the videos on this channel about what happens when Chinese go into the box when the Straths are on duty. Yes, earthquake, verbal earthquake, that's what happens. You're actually telling everybody, look, pointing constantly at the line. Bro. None of them are going to make any mistakes at all, actually. The photographer's doing a great job. Wait, she's like clicking her fingers. Is she expecting the guard to like smile or something? On cue. It's almost our moment. Last couple of this end, folks. Gosh, now it's getting pretty busy around the box. think she asked if she's allowed to touch. I can't quite hear because of drilling. But the soldier did acknowledge her, as you saw, and said no. So it was almost certainly a can I touch the horse question, because she didn't have any apples or other items that she wanted to offer
If they move, we can get them.
to the horse. Okay, after ACDC, who's back now, we'll move. It's proper hectic around the box. I like it when we get like 3, 4, 5 different faces at once in the frame. That's our cue. She's way in the box now. Hold on a second. Are they going to go right next to the horse? Random guy in a grey t-shirt, patiently waiting. Anyway, these will definitely be our last. This is our last threesome, folks, or foursome. Oh, this guy's head is in the frame. Oh, bro. It's okay. Right, that's our cue, folks. It's empty, which means it's time to move. And we'll probably, depending on whether we can get a decent spot, stay at this end between now and the finish. Probably, no guarantees. Let's see how it goes. Pop. Somebody's left their Pringles, guys, on the right. See the Pringles. Wait, actually somebody has forgotten their Pringles. I thought it might have been the young man that was in front of the box, but no, Pringles are still there. That's a bit rude, isn't it? But then again, there is that situation we've encountered in the past where somebody actually gave the trooper a bit of a whack with a tub of Pringles.
Hello.
Someone going by shouting hello in everyone's camera. Decentish spot actually, folks. I don't mind this aspect at all across the box. We can just about see the two lines joining the wall. Oh, is he a regular? Okay, that's interesting. We just had Sherlock Holmes and Watson walking past, folks. You might have heard them. They deduced, after a brief, thorough investigation, it's a girl in it. The guard, that is. Wow. The IQ levels of some of the people here are it's off the chart. In it. Looks like the Pringles are here to stay, folks. It's a pity that we didn't manage to capture who dumped it there. I'd actually pick it up and hand it back to them. You know I would. That's a real pity that we didn't see it. Now, I'm delighted that the sunshine has left us. We got the best pictures, hopefully some outstanding pictures, to be honest, at this end. But now the sun has moved a teeny bit. It's still very, very hot, but it's not super bright and sunny. Hooray! A gigantic, absolutely gigantic. It's okay. A group have just arrived on the left as well. Oh, somebody's got a giant dog. Pretty smart to bring a dog next to a horse. That said, we did have that situation. I can't remember his name. There was a chap that bought, was it his meerkat here? Like on a leash. Okay, so we're right in front of the sign, the box. And hopefully a good number of people arriving in the yard. In some respects, this is the best spot to see how many people are arriving. Yeah, this is the giant Chinese student group that just turned up. Now the teachers are telling them where to stand, which is great because often with all the school groups the kids get in trouble when it's the teacher's responsibility to tell them where they can stand. See, no one's reclaimed the Pringles yet. What they don't know, folks, is that there's $1,000 inside that Pringle tub. Oh, that's it. Not quite in the box. But as mentioned, I don't know what's going to happen if somebody does get in the box. Now, remarkably, folks, I say remarkably because it feels like I just got here. We're approaching the end of part 1. There will be a part 2 today, I promise. And I'll resume it in all likelihood at this end. I'm secretly hoping, very secretly hoping, we might capture an historical moment when this guard's shift ends. Trooper private, again, she has a single chevron, folks. Difference between trooper, no chevron, trooper private, 1 chevron. Oh. I think I mentioned before on this channel I've got a bit of Irish blood in me. So I can see she's a bit flustered by the heat, as I would be were I up on the horse. Oh, here we go. Fashion show on the right, as usual. I think we'd all agree that most people are being very respectful today, overwhelmingly so, except this lady who just pushed her way in and then stood in the box and is now touching the horse. And was just told don't touch the horse straight away by the trooper private. That's interesting. That's the first time I believe that somebody has clearly broken the rules when she's been here in the box. Guessing this guy might have had a holiday in Florence recently. Not sure why, but just a suspicion. And a polite nod to the guard. I'm so happy, folks, that the sun moved on a little bit. See, look, again, having to adjust, like her colleague before her, the helmet, most likely to let the perspiration out that forms under the helmet. Now, as far as I'm aware, I have actually held a HCAV helmet. In fact, I've got a picture of me wearing a HCAV helmet. As far as I'm aware, there's no hole, as it were, anywhere in the helmet to let the heat escape. I'm assuming it's the same with the Canadians' helmets. Oh, actually looking back into the yard. I think that's the 30 bell. It's got to be, I'm sure it is, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. So she's made it halfway through the shift in 30 degrees heat. You can see it's hot. Look, Zammers has drifted off to sleep. Yeah, she, the horse that is, Zambezi, is definitely feeling how hot it is. I don't think there's anyone being naughty in the yard. I can't see quite at this angle. Maybe there's someone behind on the corner of the box. Actually, the other problem, yeah, I've noticed this. This is a problem here. Look, flies buzzing around the guard. This is the big issue at the moment. Actually, it's a wasp. Hopefully it'll buzz off in a moment. Leave her alone. Okay, sun's back, so now it's going to get even hotter again. Yep, bro, don't worry about the kid. That's already there. I'm actually quite delighted that it's been a very chill part 1. It's almost like family day here. From next week, it will be pretty much family day consistently, folks. Most British school children will have finished for the academic year next week. Oh, wait, he was pointing at my camera. I didn't know her, folks. This lady's not a relative of mine. I wonder if perhaps a relative is standing right over my shoulder. Wait, did he just call me a pendejo? I'm shocked. I mean, how does he know I am? Bro. I'll step back in a second, guys. Otherwise, we're going to have this massive fat head right in the frame. In fact, isn't that not the outfit that people wear to like crime scene investigations when they have to clean up like bodies and stuff? Like a one piece, like a blood and waterproof one piece. Crime scene investigation, I think she was here for, investigating who left the Pringles guys next to the fence. Tourists trying to get themselves under the camera, or the wall of cameras that's along the front here for the moment. So yes, it's my horse, and only mine. People are being generally very, very, very well behaved today. Not all butterfly. Not sure if we got that on the camera. Well, shortly, folks, in a couple of minutes, finish part 1. As mentioned, I will resume it back here at this end for part 2. Yeah, the issue of the heat is clearly playing on the guard's mind. However, she's firmly over the halfway mark, so it's 25 minutes left. Good that we've seen a few times the NCO keep an eye on the temperature. I reckon the yard is probably hit 32. These will be our last 2 lucky punters, I think, in part 1. Or maybe not. So can we get clean wool? Aye, now I'm out of here. I'll be back briefly, folks, in a very similar spot. Oh, we're both edging closer. 1 second for part 2. Be right back, people. Bye for now.